your sacred banquet,
which Christ has received and in his passion to me, provide us with great grace and future glory, having himself the source of all life.
Let us pray. God, this wonderful sacrament you've left us a memorial of your passion. Grant us, we beseech you, so to venerate the sacred mysteries of your body and blood, we may always feel within ourselves the fruit of your redemption, who live and reign forever and ever.
Amen.
O Lord, open our lips,
and we shall praise your name.
Christ the Lord is the bread of life. Come, let us adore him.
Christ the Lord is the bread of life. Come, let us adore him.
Come, ring out our joy to the Lord. Hail the God who saves us. Let us come before him giving thanks. With songs let us hail the Lord.
Christ the Lord is the bread of life. Come, let us adore him.
Almighty God is the Lord, our great King above all gods. In his hand are the depths of the earth, the heights of the mountains are his. To him belongs the sea, for he made it, and the dry land shaped by his hands.
Christ the Lord is the bread of life. Come, let us adore him.
Come in, let us bow and bend low. Let us kneel before the God who made us. For he is our God, and we the people who belong to his pasture, the flock that is led by his hand.
Christ the Lord is the bread of life. Come, let us adore him.
Oh, that today you would listen to his voice. Harden not your hearts as at Meribah, as on the day at Massah in the desert, when your fathers put me to the test, when they tried me, though they saw my word.
Christ the Lord is the bread of life. Come, let us adore him.
For 40 years I was wearied of these people, and I said, their hearts are astray, these people do not know my ways. Then I took an oath in my anger, never shall they enter my rest.
Christ the Lord is the bread of life. Come, let us adore him.
Glory be to the Father, and to the Son, and to the Holy Spirit, as it was in the beginning, is now, and ever shall be, world without end. Amen.
Christ the Lord is the bread of life. Come, let us adore him.
Amen.
refreshing green are the pastures, where he gives me repose.
Near restful waters he leads me, to revive my drooping spirit.
He guides me along the right path. He is true to his name.
If I should walk in the valley of darkness, no evil will I fear.
You are there with your crook and your staff. With these you give me comfort.
You have prepared a banquet for me in the sight of my foes.
My head you have anointed with oil. My cup is overflowing.
Surely goodness and kindness shall follow me all the days of my life.
In the Lord's own house shall I dwell forever and ever.
Glory be to the Father, and to the Son, and to the Holy Spirit, as it was in the beginning, is now, and ever shall be, world without end. Amen.
If anyone is thirsty, let him come to me and drink from an inexhaustible spring.
Like the deer now drowns.
For running streams,
And my soul is yearning for you, my God.
my soul is thirsting for God, the God of my life.
When can I enter and see the face of God?
My tears have become my bread, by night, by day.
As I hear it said all the day long, where is your God?
These things will I remember, as I pour out my soul
How I would lead the rejoicing crowd into the house of God.
amid cries of gladness and thanksgiving, the throng wild with joy.
Why you cast down my soul? Why grow in me?
Hope in God, I will praise him still, my Saviour and my God.
My soul is cast down within me, as I think of you.
From the country of Jordan and Mount Hermon, from the hill of Mizar,
Deep is calling on me, in the roar of waters.
your cries for your waves swept over me.
My head the Lord will stand, his loving kindness.
My eyes I will sing to him, praise the God of my life.
I will say to God, my rock, why have you forgotten me?
Why do I go mourning, oppressed by the foe?
With cries that piercing to the heart, my enemies devour me.
Saying to me all the day long, where is your God?
Why you cast down my soul? Why grow within me?
Hope in God, I will praise him still, my Saviour and my God.
Glory be to the Father, and to the Son, and to the Holy Spirit, as it was in the beginning, is now, and ever shall be, world without end. Amen.
The Lord fed us with fine and sweet. He filled us with honey from the rock.
Bring up your joy to God our strength.
God and Father, the God of heaven,
Praise the Son and sound the timbrel, the sweet sounding harp and the lute.
blow the trumpet at the new moon, where the moon is full on our feast.
For this is Israel's law, a command of the God of Jacob.
He imposed it as a rule on Joseph, when he went out against the land of Egypt.
A voice I did not know said to me, I freed your shoulder from the burden.
Your hands were free from the load. You called in distress, and I saved you.
I answered concealed in the storm cloud. At the waters of Meribah I tested you.
Listen, my people, to my warning. O Israel, if only you would heed.
Let there be no foreign God among you, no worship of an alien God.
I am the Lord your God, who brought you from the land of Egypt. Open wide your mouth and learn to fill it.
But my people did not heed my voice, and Israel would not obey.
So I left them in their stubbornness of heart, to follow their own desires.
So that my people would heed me, that Israel would walk in my ways.
At once I would subdue their foes, turn my hand against their enemies.
The Lord's enemies would cringe at their feet, and their subjection would last forever.
But Israel I would feed with fine and sweet, and fill them with honey from the rock.
Glory be to the Father, and to the Son, and to the Holy Spirit, as it was in the beginning, is now, and ever shall be, world without end. Amen.
Wisdom has built herself a house. Alleluia.
She has prepared her wine and set her table. Alleluia.
of Exodus. And he said to Moses, "Come up to the Lord, you and Aaron, Nadab and Abihu, and 70 of the elders of Israel, and worship afar off. Moses alone shall come near to the Lord, but the others shall not come near, and the people shall not come up with him." Moses came and told the people all the words of the Lord and all the ordinances. And all the people answered with one voice and said, all the words which the Lord has spoken we will do. And Moses wrote all the words of the Lord. And he rose early in the morning and built an altar at the foot of the mountain and 12 pillars according to the 12 tribes of Israel. And he sent young men of the people of Israel who offered burnt offerings and sacrificed peace offerings and oxen to the Lord. And Moses took half of the blood and put it in basins, and half of the blood he threw against the altar. Then he took the book of the covenant and read it in the hearing of the people. And they said, "All that the Lord has spoken we will do, and we will be obedient." And Moses took the blood and threw it upon the people and said, "Behold the blood of the covenant which the Lord has made with you in accordance with these words." Then Moses and Aaron, Nadab and Abihu, and 70 of the elders of Israel went up, and they saw the God of Israel. And there was under his feet, as it were, a pavement of sapphire stone, like the very heaven for clearness. And he did not lay his hand on the chief men of the people of Israel. They beheld God and ate and drank.
I am the bread of life. Your fathers ate manna in the desert, and they died.
I am speaking of the bread that comes down from heaven, which a man may eat and never die.
I am that living bread which has come down from heaven. If anyone eats this bread, he shall live forever.
I am speaking of the bread that comes down from heaven, which a man may eat and never die.
A reading from the works of St. Thomas Aquinas. The only begotten Son of God, wishing to enable us to share in his divinity, assumed our nature, so that by becoming man he might make men gods. Moreover, he turned the whole of our nature, which he assumed, to our salvation. For he offered his body to God the Father on the altar of the cross as a sacrifice for our reconciliation. And he shed his blood for our ransom and our cleansing, so that we might be redeemed from wretched captivity and cleansed from all sins. Now, in order that we might always keep the memory of this great act of love, he left his body as food and his blood as drink, to be received by the faithful under the appearances of bread and wine. How precious and wonderful is this banquet, which brings us salvation and is full of all delight. What could be more precious? It is not the meat of calves or kids that is offered, as happened under the old law. At this meal, Christ, the true God, is set before us for us to eat. What could be more wonderful than this sacrament? No sacrament contributes more to our salvation than this, for it purges away our sins, increases our virtues, and nourishes our minds with an abundance of all the spiritual gifts. It is offered in the church for the living and the dead, so that it might be beneficial to all, as it was instituted for the salvation of all. Finally, no one is capable of expressing the delight of this sacrament, through which the sweetness of the Spirit is tasted at its source, and the memory is celebrated of that surpassing love which Christ showed in his passion. And so, in order to imprint the immensity of this love more deeply in the hearts of the faithful, at the Last Supper, when the Lord had celebrated the Pasch with his disciples and was about to pass from this world to his Father, he instituted this sacrament as a perpetual memorial of his passion. It fulfilled the types of the old law. It was the greatest of the miracles he worked, and he left it as a unique consolation to those who were desolate at his departure.
See in this bread, body of Christ which hung upon the cross, and in this cup the blood which flowed from his side.
Take this body and eat it, take this blood and drink it, and you will become his members.
The body of Christ is the bond which unites you to him. Eat it, or you will have no part in him. The blood is the price he paid for your redemption. Drink it, lest you despair of your sinfulness.
Take this body and eat it, take his blood and drink it, and you will become his members. For your
From farthest east to farthest west, my name is honoured among the nations, and everywhere a sacrifice of incense is offered to my name, and a pure offering too, since my name is honoured among the nations, says the Lord of hosts.
Savior
glory, we make our prayer to Jesus Christ, the bread of life, saying,
Happy are those who are called to your supper, Lord.
Lord Jesus Christ, high priest of the new and eternal covenant, on the altar of the cross, you offer a perfect sacrifice to the Father. Teach us how to offer it with you.
Happy are those who are called to your supper, Lord.
Lord Jesus Christ, King of peace and justice, you consecrated bread and wine as a sign of your self-giving. Unite us as victims to yourself.
Happy are those who are called to your supper, Lord.
Lord Jesus Christ, obedient always to your Father's will, throughout the world the Church renews your offering from the rising of the sun to its setting. Unite in one body those who share the one bread.
Happy are those who are called to your supper, Lord.
Lord Jesus Christ, as the manna flowing from the heavens, you nourish your Church with the body and blood. In the strength of your food, we will walk in your paths.
Happy are those who are called to your supper, Lord.
Lord Jesus Christ, unseen guest at our banquet, you stand at our door and knock. Come to us, fill our hearts with your truth, and stay with us.
Happy are those who are called to your supper, Lord.
We pray for an increase in vocations to the priesthood and religious life, particularly to our own order and to our friends. Lord, hear us.
Lord, hear our prayer.
Our Father,
who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth, as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil.
Lord Jesus Christ, you gave your Church an admirable sacrament as the abiding memorial of your passion. Teach us so to worship the sacred mystery of your body and blood, that its redeeming power may sanctify us always. You live and reign with the Father and the Holy Spirit, God forever and ever.
Amen. And with your spirit. Amen. Thanks be to God.